Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Welcome to the Traveling Tarot. My name is Stephen Dillard Carroll, and this is your daily psychic forecast for Tuesday, September 17th, 2018. How are you guys doing today? I hope you're doing well today. I hope that life is treating you well today. Please do like, comment, and subscribe down below. Like if you like it, share it, and share this video with as many people as you think would benefit from uplifting messages and for encouragement and enlightenment and for empowerment, and anyone who might benefit from a little bit of unconditional love today. Why don't you go ahead and share that with them and say, hey, you might want to subscribe to this channel for your daily dose of uplifting psychic messages. So, this is a reading for the collective today, as it is on every day. And my hope is that you can glean something good and positive from this reading, and from all my readings for that matter, regardless of your current circumstance. Hopefully there is something within each of my readings, wascally wabbity readings, that will touch you in some way, and you'll be able to glean something good and positive and uplifting from any of my readings, again, regardless of your present circumstance. And finally, it is my deep hope that regardless of your current circumstance, that when you finish this video, you finish it feeling emboldened and empowered and energized and ready to face your day, ready to conquer whatever challenges that might face today, ready to celebrate whatever victories might face the day, and ready to live your best life possible. So, let's jump into today's reading. We have a plot line. Our major plot line for today is brought to us by the Queen of Raphael. The Queen of Raphael. The Queen of Raphael. Nice. Kind, understanding, giving, and psychic. That is what the Queen of Raphael is. And the Queen of Raphael is saying to follow your heart, a love of home and family, trustworthy psychic information. Well, you get that from me every day. The Queen of Raphael is represented by the Queen of Cups in the Rider-Waite deck, and I always tell people when that card comes up, either you're going to get pregnant, you already are pregnant, or pregnancy is soon to happen. And that's just from jump. The Queen of Raphael is very big on family, and I always say, look, if she comes up, if you don't want kids, you might want to double that birth control. That's all I'm saying. Or, yeah. So we'll see if that actually turns out to be the case for today, for today's reading. But we first need to get to our two subplots for the day. And our first subplot is brought to us by Strength. Strength card. Lovely. The Strength card. And that's Archangel Ariel. And the Strength card is saying strength and grace through kindness, self-confidence, and forgiveness. So we're going to be talking about aspects of strength today and finding your strength, perhaps in unexpected ways, perhaps in ways that aren't so loud and aggressive and polarizing, but in ways that are quiet and simple and sturdy and just there. And that cannot be questioned. It is what it is. So we will we will delve into the strength card as well, but let's see what our final subplot for today is. Our final subplot is brought to us by perspective. Interesting. Perspective came up yesterday too. So maybe it's time for a new perspective. Maybe we need to dive back into our meditation practice, our prayer practice, our sitting in stillness practice. Perhaps there is a better way out there for all of us. Perspective card coming up 2 days in a row must mean that there's somebody out there that perhaps needs to go inward and check to see and make sure that they are that they have the right perspective when as far as whatever situation is going on in their lives. So we will definitely delve into the perspective card as well. So there you go. There is our 3 major plot points for today, and this feels like a gentle reading. This feels like a reading of being kind to ourselves, being gentle with ourselves, being loving to ourselves, and being forgiving of ourselves. This feels like a reading that is much more woo-woo-woo than it is, you better do this. It's very much woo-woo-woo, woo-woo-woo, woo-woo-woo. Yeah, there are many different ways to get a point across, and I'm feeling with these 3 cards that, you know, a gentler approach. I always try to be gentle, and I try to be uplifting, but I think that today will even require a much more gentler approach and a much more uplifting approach than even I do every day. So let's jump into it. The Queen of Raphael is kind, understanding, giving, and psychic. Follow your heart, a love of home and family, trustworthy psychic information. Your family is your tribe. There is someone out there that needs to reconnect with their family. There is someone out there that has been estranged from their family or doesn't talk to their family as much as they should. I'm getting the feeling that there's somebody out there that really, really does need to reconnect with their family. And learn to see life from different perspectives. We're going to get into the perspective card, but I think what the Queen of Raphael is saying is there may be very good reasons why you might be estranged from your family or don't get along with your family, or your family doesn't understand you, or you don't understand them. The Queen of Raphael and the perspective card are both saying perhaps it would be in your best interest to see things from their perspective, or to see things from a different perspective, to see things as a whole, as a complete unit, rather than just a fragmentation of you versus whomever, or you versus the entire family. I feel like that there's a lot of healing that needs to go on in someone's family right now. The Queen of Raphael is very gently and very lovingly saying, now is the time to mend those bridges. Now is the time to actually reach out in love. There is never a wrong time to reach out in unconditional love, but right now is a really, 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 really good time to reach out in unconditional love. I feel as if there's somebody out there that has actually changed, that has grown up, that has become a better person than they were before, and perhaps the other people that were involved in this kind of estrangement, perhaps they have also grown up and become better people than they were before. Perhaps we've all become more understanding. Perhaps we've all become more loving. Perhaps we've all become more kind and gentle. Perhaps we have grown up. Perhaps we all have grown up, but the problem is we're afraid to bridge that gap because we don't know what the other person is feeling. We don't know if that other person is seeing us for who we used to be rather than who we are today. We don't know if the person that we're approaching, if we're going to be able to see them as they are today, or if we're going to revert them back to the way they used to be. Or it could be that neither one of us has changed. It could be that things are still the same as they ever were. But it also could be that all of us have reached a new level of understanding. We may not understand each other, but we have grown up enough to say, you do you. I love you. I'm never going to try to change you again. You do you. And you doing you may not mesh with me doing me, but that's okay. We can still love each other, and we can still support each other, and we can still be each other's cheerleaders for whatever good and positive thing is happening in each other's lives. You know, there is a person in my particular family that I don't get along with at all. And it got so bad at one point that this person and I didn't even talk to each other. And if we did, it was very, very surface level. In recent years, I've been able to see this person for who this person really is. Again, change of perspective. And I love this person. I really do. We have different philosophies on life. We have different ways of leading life. Our characters are almost polar opposites of each other. But at the same time, and so, no, we're not hanging out every weekend with each other. No, we're not going out for drinks. No, we're not dancing on tables together. No, we are not spending hours on the telephone with each other, telling each other our deepest secrets. But at the same time, when I see that person, it's all love. It's all love. And we're good for those short radical spurts. We're really, really good for those momentary times in our lives when we have to be in the same room together. We're good. We can carry on a conversation. We can enjoy each other's company. And then we part and everything's fine. There was a time when we couldn't even be in the same room with each other without it exploding. There was no way we could be in the same room together because of that person's control issues and because of my control issues. But we have reached a steady truce, not even an unsteady truce, but a steady truce. We can see each other for who we really are, and we can allow the other person to be their unique self We can hold our ground, we can set our boundaries, we can stand in our own truth, but we don't necessarily have to all the time. And so, Queen of Raphael, I really do get the feeling that this has to do with family. There's somebody out there that needs to reconnect with their family in a very deep and profound way. There is more love to be had there. There is more forgiveness to be had there. There is more seeing people for who they really are there, and accepting people for who they really are there. Again, you don't have to like that person, you don't have to get along with that person, but at least you are at a point wherein there is that peaceful truth. I keep on saying truth. I mean truce. I mean truth, but I do mean truce as well. That peaceful truce between you and the other person, or you and your family. Of allowing people just to be their unique selves. And that's hard, especially like if you're in a parent situation and you're seeing your children make the wrong mistakes over and over and over again, or maybe not even the wrong mistakes. My candle just went out, and this one is probably going to go out momentarily. I don't know why I wanted to bring your attention to that, but there you go. But especially if you're in a parenting situation and you're seeing your children make mistakes, your immediate reaction is, I need to fix you. I need to put you on the right path. I need to help you because that is my job. When your children turn 18 or 21, they're no longer your problem unless they ask for your help. You have done your job. Does your job ever really end? No. But at the same time, you've laid the groundwork for this precious spirit. There's really not much more you can actually do unless they ask for your help. Allow them to be. Allow them to go through their process. Allow them to go on their journey. Let them be. And I know that in a parenting situation, I'm not a parent myself, but I can only imagine how difficult that is to allow your children to make those kinds of mistakes when all you want to do is protect them and hold them close and keep them from harm and keep them from danger. I get that. But the Queen of Raphael is asking you to allow them to be their own special and unique persons, and everything will turn out okay. Promise. So reconnect with your family today. Let's move on to the Strength card. Strength and grace through kindness, self-confidence, and forgiveness. This is so much about family today. So much about family. Forgiveness, 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 forgiveness. Very often, we don't approach the people that perhaps we have done wrong in the past because we're afraid not only that they won't forgive us, but perhaps we haven't done the work in actually forgiving ourselves just yet. And the Strength card is saying there is so much strength in acknowledging where you were wrong. There is so much strength in acknowledging that you are truly, truly sorry for how things happened. There is so much strength in saying, I forgive myself for my role in whatever happened. I forgive myself. I'm a better person now. And so I forgive the person that I was before. It's huge. It's huge to forgive yourself. And in fact, it makes asking forgiveness from other people easier. Because once you forgive yourself, if someone chooses not to forgive you, you've already set that groundwork and that foundation and that strength of character that you know that you have forgiven yourself, and you have opened the door to allow them to someday forgive you. It may not happen today. It may not happen tomorrow or next week or next month or next year. But at least you are strong enough to open that door and say, when you are ready to forgive me, I am here. Self-confidence. Again, when you forgive yourself, your self-confidence grows. If you're always kicking yourself, if you're always judging yourself, if you're always riddled with guilt over the way things have progressed, over the things that you have done, then your self-esteem plummets. It just does. You feel as if you're not worthy of forgiveness. You feel as if you're not worthy of love. You feel as if you're not worthy of unconditional love. You feel as if you are not worthy, period. And when that happens, there is no self-confidence in that. There is no self-confidence in that. But when you figure out a way to forgive yourself, when you figure out a way to love yourself unconditionally, when you figure out a way to do all of that, your self-confidence grows. So much so that you can actually approach other people, and regardless of their reaction to you admitting what you did and asking for their forgiveness, again, you have built that foundation of strength, that it doesn't really matter what their response is. What matters is you have admitted to your part in whatever went wrong, and you have asked forgiveness for your part in whatever went wrong, and you have opened the door for them to accept, to give that forgiveness to you. There is so much strength in quietness. People who are quietly strong are the strongest people in the world. They don't have to make a big noise about it. They don't have to make a big fuss about it. They just are. They're confident in that strength, and they walk with that strength, and they live in that strength. People are drawn to that. People see through all the bluster and bravado and machismo that some people put on. That's easy. People can see through that immediately. But the people that are really, really confident, that are really, really strong, they don't have to make a big fuss about it. And people see that and are drawn to that. The strength card is telling us, whenever the strength card comes up, I always also say that you're a lot stronger than you think you are. You are a lot stronger than you ever give yourself credit for. It's time to give yourself credit. You are strong enough to forgive yourself. You are strong enough to look at what your part in whatever went wrong is. You can see, you are strong enough to see your part in it, and you are strong enough to accept your part in it, and you're strong enough to forgive yourself for it. Not only that, but you are strong enough to reach out to the other person, to admit your part in whatever went wrong, to accept your part in whatever went wrong, and you are strong enough to ask for their forgiveness, knowing that it could go either way. It could go either way. You are strong enough to be able to handle whatever their reaction is. Point blank, period. Finally, perspective. Archangel Chamuel. There's a better way. Pause for reflection and insight. Dare to be different. We're going to focus in on that last sentence, dare to be different. There are a lot of toxic families out there. There are a lot of families that thrive on negativity, that thrive on chaos, and that thrive on toxicity. Dare to be different. Dare to be the black sheep of the family by saying, I'm going to be a better person. I don't judge you. I don't think I'm better than you, but I'm going to be a better person within myself. Period. Dare to be different. Do not allow other people's negativity to drag you down. Do not allow other people's opinion of you to dictate your reality. Do not allow other people's toxicity to infect you. Dare to be different. Say, I see how my family works. I'm going to be different than that. There is nothing wrong with that. In fact, that is strength. That is strength, because it is so easy to step into the flow of how a family works. I see our family dynamics. I see how things work. I'm going to step right into that and be good with that because it's easier. It doesn't take any growth or evolution to be exactly the same way as everyone else in your family. And again, I'm not saying that your family is bad. I'm just saying that there are families out there that thrive on chaos, negativity, and toxicity. And if that is indeed your family, dare to be different. Choose to be different than that. And it really doesn't matter if they understand you or they don't understand you. That part, that's on them. Choose to be different. Dare to be different. There is a better way. Whatever it is that has caused this rift in your family, perspective is saying there is a better way. Think about it. Reflect on it. Meditate on it. Pray on it. There is a better way than how your family dynamics are working out right now. There simply is a better way. And your family might not be on board with that. And that's okay, because it's really not about them unless they'd like to make it about them. It's more about you, and you choosing to spiritually evolve. If they want to go on that journey with you, great. If not, that's okay, because the Queen of Raphael is encouraging us to reach that peaceful truce with our family. You do you, I'll do me. I see you, who you really are. I accept you for who you really are, and I love you for who you really are. We don't have to hang out. We don't have to hang out at all. You know, at family reunions, at cookouts, family dinners once a week, however that works out for you and your family. We can do that. I can live and survive and thrive in the few hours that I have to spend with you, a few times a year. No problem with that, or once a week, or however your family dynamic works out, where everyone comes together. Because I see you, I accept you, and I love you. Your spiritual evolution should not be dictated by other people. It's on you. Be the best person that you possibly can be. Thank you. Thank you, universe. Thank you, spirit, for giving us this important life lesson. There are so many people that are hurting because of family dynamics today. And thank you that there is an alternative to that pain. Thank you that there is an alternative to having to live the way that some of us may have been living so far. There is an alternative, and we're grateful for it. So thank you, Spirit, for that life lesson today. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty. We are going to do a 3-card spread, a morning, afternoon, and evening spread, and we're going to see if there is anything more specific that the universe has to say to us today. So let's get into it. Our morning card is this. Our midday afternoon card is this. And our evening card is this. So, Um, King of Pentacles is our morning card. It's in the reverse position. And what the King of Pentacles is saying to us today is that your family's legacy doesn't have to be your legacy. The King of Pentacles is all about legacy, and in practical, physical terms, it's about, long money, old money, money that has been around for generations and will continue to be around for many, many, many more generations. It's about legacy, it's about strength, it's about old money. But when it's in the reverse position, and for our purposes today, because it's a legacy card, your family's legacy doesn't have to be your legacy. You can choose to be different, dare to be different. This morning when you wake up, I encourage you to say, I am going to live today differently. When you get up and go about your morning, I'm going to do things differently. I'm going to focus on being a better person, a better spirit, and I am focusing on deepening my capacity to unconditionally love other people and myself. I am focusing in on that today, and I'm going to change my legacy. I'm going to change not only my legacy, but the legacy of my children, my grandchildren. Because of me, my family legacy will change, and I'm so grateful for it. Our midday card, midday/afternoon card, is the Six of Pentacles. This is the charity card. This is the giving card. This is the growth by giving card. This is the evolution by giving card. I think perhaps today, one of the things that we can do to be different than the legacy our family has given us is to go out and be of good and positive service to other people. We're focusing in on deepening our capacity to unconditionally love other people. What better way to do that than by actually volunteering to help other people? Find a soup kitchen, find a pantry, find a homeless shelter, find a battered spouse shelter. Find something or someone that you can actually help in a good and positive way, and help them today. Because by helping them, you help yourself. Point blank, period. If you're all about, changing your family's legacy, be about that work by helping other people and by being of good and positive service to other people. And finally, we have the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups card. This is the illusion card. And as we end our evening, see what's real and see what's not. Your family will see that you are changing, and perhaps they might throw up roadblocks that might seem like they're actually trying to help you in that process, but actually they're trying to hinder you in that process. Be able to see through illusions today. Be able to see people for who they really are, not that facade that they put up. And maybe even that's more specifically what the universe is saying. Being able to weed through the toxicity, whatever that toxic mask that people have put up, to be able to see beyond that and see people for the beautiful, beautiful spirits that they really are. And when we're able to do that, our capacity to love them grows, because we see them as the spirit, as they really are. And looking past the illusion, sometimes it's really, really hard, especially when people are unnecessarily mean, unnecessarily cruel, unnecessarily harsh. It's hard to see past the illusion. Sometimes people make it very difficult by their actions to see them for anything more than the facade that they are putting up. If that is the case, try. Try really hard today to see people for who they really are beyond the facade that they put up. So there we go. Wonderful, wonderful messages today. Thank you, universe, for those messages today. We are going to do the love and relationships card again today for Affirmator, simply because we're all about love and relationships with this reading today. So thank you, universe, for that lesson. Thank you for speaking to us today, and we will take those life lessons and we will use them and apply them to our lives so that we can become better spirits, better people, and we can deepen our capacity to unconditionally love not only ourselves but each other. So let's shuffle the cards one more time, and then perhaps cut them. And let's see what our affirmator for today is. Our affirmator today is integrity. Okay, I think we might have seen this card once before, but there we are, integrity. Integrity. And the integrity card says, I align with the center of myself, a glowing core of personal integrity. Emanating from this core is the knowledge that I never have to compromise who I am or what I want for anybody. I can live a life that doesn't include settling, unless I want to settle, in which case settling would be my idea of perfection and would cease to be considered settling. Ugh, paradoxes hurt. I align myself with the center of myself, a glowing core of personal integrity. Emanating from this core is the knowledge that I never have to compromise who I am or what I want for anybody. I can live a life that doesn't include settling, unless I want to settle, in which case settling would be my idea of perfection and would cease to be considered settling. Ugh, paradoxes hurt. Be your true self. Be your true self. Go within, find that core, find that essence, find that light, find your spirit, and lean into that spirit today. And don't compromise it for anybody today. Not for anybody. What a wonderful affirmation. Love yourself. Love yourself fully. Love yourself completely. Love yourself wholly. Love yourself unconditionally. Love yourself first. Love yourself foremost. And everything else will fall into place. Have a fantastic day today, everyone. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.